So watching Washington on film, what that offense and specifically Shaq, Thompson, what kind of challenges do they present?
A lot of problems. Yeah, I mean, a lot of formations, a lot of exotic shifts and motions. They definitely test every single one of your rules, you know. So it's a great challenge from a mental approach to this game. Just getting everybody on the same page every single snap. Yeah, and they got really good skill players, a lot of speed on the outside. They got a quarterback and get the ball to him. And we all saw him last year, got a glimpse of him. You know, typically you get the second quarterback in and you're excited about that. But last year when Price went down and he came in, he had some success against us, so he's a tough one. And then, then Thompson, the number 7, he presents just a different running back than we've seen. Big power back, run through tackles, finish runs, always leaning forward. So, but I think our guys are excited about that. You know, they're excited about that challenge.
Miles was saying that Shaq has kind of benefited from defenses not having seen film on him, and that's something that Miles benefited from last year. Have you seen that, or does it make a difference that you guys have seen Miles do a similar sort of thing where you're going both ways? Or?
Not really. Yeah, not really. I mean, schematically, they're not doing a whole lot of different things when Shaq goes in there. I think Miles is a little unique because when he goes in, there's a definite package that he runs. You know, Shaq runs their entire offense. So schematically, it's not much of an adjustment. It's just, you know, I mean, you just got to keep stressing fundamentals, especially tackling fundamentals, running your feet, wrapping up, getting your head across the bow, and finishing with him.
How does that with Miles look on film this year compared to when you guys on college?
It was good. I mean, he's extremely athletic, great at extending plays, make every throw, extremely accurate, and they've surrounded him with some weapons. You know, across the board on the outside, they got guys that got great speed, can catch the ball and make things happen when they get the ball in their hands.
What has Eddie done in the past, few weeks that's kind of made him stand up as one of the leaders of that run defense, I guess?
I think I mean, obviously he's a great talent. I think we've just allowed him to freed him up a little bit to be Eddie, and I think that's the key to our success as of late was just finding these niches for these guys and letting them play within the defense, but at the same time, really play to their strengths. And Eddie's got, he's got some traits that are very uncommon and unique, and we just gotta keep finding ways to take advantage of all our guys' traits in that way.
For you, kind of learning, about other guys other than the linebackers, did it take a little bit of time for you to know where those niches are?
Yeah, and then as they go, I mean, all these guys are really young. I mean, a guy like Eddie's still a true sophomore. Kenny Clark, true sophomore. Miles, true sophomore. I mean, we got some young guys that just haven't, they haven't shown all that they can do, all that they're capable of. And every once in a while, you get a little glimmer, and you got, we got to take advantage of that, and just continue to keep doing that. And I think that'll obviously increase the, the success of the entire unit collectively.
In that same context, talk a little bit about finding a niche for Tack versus McKinley and how that has evolved and where that is.
Yeah, it hasn't been very hard to find him a niche. He's a pass rusher. He's a guy that can scream off the edge. He can make things happen, and he's a guy that opposing quarterbacks have felt. I think if you ask every single one, they'll tell you 98 affected their day. So we'll just continue to teach him the defense and get him comfortable and accustomed to what we do, and the more he knows and the more he's comfortable with, the more I can when he's in there, I can call anything, and that'll be a great thing because he definitely brings something to our defense.
You got about, I think, 50 plays a few games ago, and it seems like he hasn't played as much recently. Probably because we've been told because of packages that he's in.
A little bit of packages and tempo too. Cal gave us an opportunity to sub. Arizona did not. I mean, that was about as fast as you can go, as fast as Arizona went this past week. So, yeah, it's just guys are series for series as opposed to a third down guy or first or second down guy. They just got to be able to roll, and we'll see. Washington's showed tempo at times, and at times they slowed it down. So if they slow it down, obviously we can sub more and get him in there more often. If they don't, then it's going to be kind of series by series.
It seems like you did really well matching up against Arizona's tempo. You were getting players in well, and that's developed over the season. I mean, I thought that was a very good job you guys did.
Yeah, and we got guys that just, you know, they're starting to understand their role and when they go in, what's being asked of them. And on top of that, I think that, you know, as the season's gone on, we've gotten into better shape, you know, so guys are able to go 7-8 play drives, you know, so when the opposing offense isn't giving us an opportunity to sub, you know, they'll, you know, they can go and go at a high level.
They're going about every 12 seconds. They're going pretty quick.
I mean, that's the fastest I've seen Tampa-wise. I mean, you know, every once in a while, Oregon they really go when they're having success, but Arizona was, you know, successful play or not, they were rolling. You know, I mean, their receivers barely had enough time to get in their stance. The O-line was just getting set. It was, yeah, it was fast. It was great to see our players respond though at the same time.
For Fabian Moreau, it seems like he's bounced back in the last few games. Is that confidence, or what is it that he's been doing better?
It's a little bit of everything, you know. He's one of those guys that's just so committed to the process, works his butt out here every day, and I mean that's kind of how it is with corners sometimes. You know, you start having some success, you start winning consistently, and you get that swagger back. And I think he's definitely got his confidence back, and I definitely think he's playing at a very high level. And as humble as he is and as hard as he works, he'll continue to get better.
Expectations for him were so high after spring and training camp. Do you think that weighed on him a little when he struggled a little bit to oversee?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it did or not. I mean, that'd be a better question for him. But he's a guy that's he's coming into his own. You know, in the perfect time. You know, November is a good time to play your best football.
How much leeway does he have to press or to play off from?
A lot of it's based on splits, down a distance. I mean, there's a lot of variables that work into that, the coverage that we're playing. So we just try to keep the offense off balance as often as we can at the same time, you know, take advantage of his strengths.